Buenos nachos, amigos, and welcome to Hallyujuku. Same great K-pop and J-pop podcast, now with less accidental scene switches. Studio mode, baby. See, because I could with studio mode, I get to preload the scenes, and I don't accidentally
just poked myself in the eye.
Yes, we're a calamity here on Hallyujuku. It's just something to understand and accept about us, that we're slowly falling apart. We're here to talk about East Asian pop culture, hang out, talk about the things that are going on. I'm Petey Ray, your man with no plan. Here with me, as of course, always, my partner in crime, Brandon Cooper, aka King Kaz. How you doing, Kaz?
I'm doing good.
Yes. We're here to talk about East Asian pop culture. As I said, we're gonna talk about some things. Of course, we start off every episode talk about what's new, what's caught our attention since we last gathered, since we last hung out. Kaz, why don't you start us off? What's new? What's caught your attention?
Well, I'm gonna start us off like this. I'm going to apologize to everyone who actually listens to this show and may know a thing or two about K-pop. I know some people listen and don't at all, but I'm gonna start us off with this. I'm gonna apologize to you because for like the next month, I'm gonna be featuring Loco songs because the boy has dropped like 12 fucking videos for an 8-song album. I don't know how he's done it, but he did. Okay, look, we just gotta live through it, and I'm gonna fucking feature them all because they're all bangers. I don't know. I've been having fun with these songs that Loco put out. So, first one that caught my attention, it was Da 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 featuring Hoodie. It's so chill. Like, it's such a fucking chill track that I really, 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 really enjoy. And I just like Loco. Like, the more and more I hear from the dude, the more I like him, and it makes me sad that I have not purchased any of his albums yet. And it's the primary reason I have Google Music is so I can buy Korean albums, because it's right there. And it's easy to buy most of them, not all of them, but it's easy to buy a lot of stuff there. And I don't know, like Loco he just does some really good shit. And these videos have been really well made for how fast they're coming out, which makes me think this stuff has just been in production for a really long time. Yeah. And I love stuff like that, right? I love, maybe not just the artist, but you give the artist credit for having this really well thought out thing, right? Like, yeah, these videos have kind of been coming out back to back. But I think kind of in how we live today, it's fine to do that. Like you even take the beast that is Psy, right? He put out 2 videos and they both have over 1 million hits already, right? Yeah. Like, and they were put out pretty close to back to back. So I don't think there's a problem with pacing with putting out videos this often, because if people want to seek you out, they're going to seek you out, and YouTube is a really big tool for that with music, especially with Korean music reaching around the world. If you put it in a place that everybody else is already looking at, then it's fucking great. And if you make really, really, really awesome cinematically great videos like these are just so well shot, so well thought out, so fucking just good, and the songs themselves are just amazing. Like, Loco is just such a good artist. Da Da Da
is such a cool chill track, like you said, and the video is super cool, and Hoodie's part is also pretty fantastic. I think I really love her voice, like that. It's like Loco's like singing as much as it is as rapping, which is really cool. I mean, for his style, if it works so well. And overall, that song is pretty fantastic. And his next song, which you go ahead and talk about, Movie Shoot, which is a whole different kind of vibe, but still really rad. It's just the Movie Shoot track. It's the braggadocious banger to the Da Da Da's ballad track, I guess, if you want to call it that. I guess a nice little contrast between the two.
Yeah, so like movie shoot for me is just a really good like fun. It's just a fun track, right? It's just like it's the one you play in the clubs. It's the one you just you just listen to it, and like it's such a like well put together song, right? And it's such a well like once again, I'm just gonna gush over Loco's videos for like the next I don't know however long. It's just it's so goddamn good, dude. It's so goddamn good, right? Because it's like him showing up at this studio and then talking about the fantasy of living out the lifestyle, right? Of whatever it is. And then the video plays that out, right? Where he comes here and then you kind of maybe go into his imagination of filming something in this studio and talking about am I really this am I really this, or is it just like a movie shoot, you know? And then you come to the end of the video where it's them filming the video, right? Like it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. I think it's so well made, and the visuals match it up really well, and the song is really fun. And yeah, the song is cool and fun, like has like that kind of like it's just a good banger, like it just kind of bop to it so much, like just headbang to it and like just bounce in the club, have a drink in hand, and it has such a kind of like style and swagger to it, and I think works really well. Without again, we've talked about the style and swagger songs. There's always the risk of it feeling silly, but I think a Loco pulls it off where he can have style and swagger and this arrogant feel to the song, but not feel silly. At least to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I think it's just kind of the way he carries himself, right? He carries himself in this very like just well-versed person, right? But he's just a good entertainer, right? So he can paint these pictures with words and with music and stuff like that, and you could just really get the thing that he is trying to get you to get out of it. Or at least that's how I feel. That's what it makes me feel like. Like I feel like he's a really he's just a well set artist. Like he's very, 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 very good. Like in how he paces his music. And maybe it's not, and like I said, it's probably not just him by himself, but just the aura around Loco. It's just everything is so well paced.
Plus he's got, I mean, the fact that he's got AOMG as his label. And I believe it's his label. Yeah, AOMD is his label, and they're such a talented team, and there's so many resources for that style of music, for him to pull from. So I think it sets him up to really succeed, and he has the talent to really utilize all that, and it ends up being really awesome.
Mm-hmm. I agree. If you have not for some reason heard about Loco or listened to Loco's music, and maybe R&B rap isn't your thing, but I just say like go check it out. Like these are the things where we talk about like K-pop, and it's just like there's a lot of familiar that's just different enough to maybe pull you in, and you'll be brought in by it. There's some good shit out there. All right. So now to kind of talk about my boys who have just kind of been growing on me more and more. GOT7 with their new track, My Swagger. So we didn't feature it, right? But me and PD were kind of having this talk about the new Icon song, Bling Bling. And maybe I'll bring it on next week to kind of do a comparison. But this song is boisterous and over the top and silly, but it works, right? Whereas when we were talking about Bling Bling, it doesn't
work at all.
right? But they're very similar styled songs. But for some reason, GOT7 pulls it off better.
It's it's better songwriting. It's a one. It does wonders.
Yeah.
Yeah. This song does it so much better. So it's like as far as because it's confident and fun and energetic. It focuses on being fun, energetic, and confident rather than trying to have this. I don't know, there's a silly YOLO swag feel to it. The icon, which is fine. I think the biggest thing with this one is that there's just so much more going on in the instrumental that makes for a more dynamic song, and the icon just doesn't have that. Whereas to not to get into depth, the icon song kind of does a lot of things but goes nowhere somehow. It's like goes a lot of places but goes nowhere somehow. Whereas this actually goes places and has a lot to enjoy in the instrumental and it being kind of just a good quality K-pop song with hip hop influences and like dance influences and like it being a energetic song that is that a confident energetic K-pop song. I think that's the main thing.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like I like the icon song. I don't think it's terrible, but then I heard this. Terrible. Well, see, that's the thing, right? So I heard the icon song first, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's not that bad, but it is kind of mediocre, right? But then I heard this, and for some reason, my mind automatically wanted to compare the two, and I was like, oh, this is the better version of what that could have been. Like, but it's like, do I feel that way because GOT7 is growing on me? Or is that an actual just like unbiased opinion? But, I know you don't have a really I mean, I know you you would probably favor GOT7 if anything, but I don't know. We'll
it's hard.
Ask some other people.
Yeah, we'll have to ask some other people because I like GOT7 and Icon, except for like maybe one, I think maybe two tracks, if I can remember correctly, have not impressed me at all. At least what they've done with Icon, I should say. What YG has done with Icon have not impressed me.
But see, I think, and people will definitely jump on me for saying this, right? But I think that's the problem with YG. I don't think they can focus on having multiple groups like this, right? Like, I don't think they can focus on having Winner and having Icon, right?
I think they just run out of ideas. I don't think they're that good. I think people are giving them way too much credit for having a lot of ideas. I think they got lucky with creative people in their groups that once they take over and not rely on the people in house, they could become a flourish and become better.
Yeah.
Like honestly, and I don't know, and I think also it also doesn't help that I think Icon if you compare Icon and Winner, Icon it really is meant to be for like a lot younger crowd, for the teens.
I guess, yeah.
But I don't know. I think there's just something that's just not working, and I don't know. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about GOT7. I think there's a lot that's working for GOT7, just in general.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Like, I don't know, man. GOT7 is just growing on me more and more. Like, never ever like since like Hard Carry.
Yeah.
Like, I've liked a lot of GOT7 songs, right? Like, there's been a lot of GOT7 songs that we featured. Like, you've brought on GOT7 songs, I've brought on GOT7 songs. I'm like, oh, hey, this is a really cool track from GOT7. But just, I don't know, ever since Hard Carry, everything that has come out from GOT7, and then, which then made everything previous seem so good to me.
Yeah. I've always been intrigued just from their, like, even their debut track. I was always like, at least at least I always at least liked almost every GOT7 song that was coming out ever since their debut, and I think there may have been one or two misses, but that's about it. But they've been pretty quality, pretty quality throughout their career, throughout their short career. So I'm looking forward to seeing them grow. Also, Jackson is a ridiculous individual, and I absolutely adore him. He's just I want to hang out with Jackson. So I want to go hang out with Jackson sometime because he just seems like a hilarious person.
I didn't even notice in the beginning of this video that it actually like just says the name of all the members.
Yeah,
like it shows their picture and says all the names.
Yeah, just a little like reminder. It's like, yo, just in case you forgot who they were.
Right.
I think they also did some. I think the Icon song, and oddly enough, the Icon song is on the Up Next on YouTube. Funny. I think they do something similar. I think they gave them all new stage names, which is weird. But yeah, I noticed that. Gonna reminding you who GOT7 were, as if you needed to know. But yeah, that's some cool stuff. Moving on to what's new with me, what's caught my attention. This is I'll start off with.
I was you lucky you made the doc because
this is what caught both our attention. We'll put it in the middle, and we'll call it both of our songs, I guess.
No, you could take the reins for this one.
We'll say. But yeah, this is some cool stuff. I've been excited since we saw the teasers for this new track from Yezi, which is Anaksunamun. Anaksunamun from Yezi, the girl, the crazy dog, Michinge, Maja Michinge. This is pretty fire. This is everything CL has been trying to be for the past, I don't know how long, and has been failing. And Yezi just came in and just showed her how it's done. The beat is strong and awesome. Yezi looks fantastic and it performs amazingly. Everything that's centered around Yezi in this song is fantastic. Honestly, my only gripes with this song is when it veers away from Yezi, and tries to do something on its own. Like, there's parts where it just kind of like, all right, come on, bring me back to the main event. This is what I'm here for. But every time Yezi's back on the mic and back doing her thing, it is so much fun and so cool and such a cool, such a great kind of like confident, confrontational, fun track. Even the dancing is really cool and fun, and the video's simplistic, but it's interesting. It has some cool visuals. The main thing is just that Yezi's there and she looks hot.
Yeah, no, she fucking kills this track. Like I don't know. I just love Yezi's flow. I just love her fucking voice and like how she raps. Like I love really good, just like kind of gritty vocals from a female on a rap song, and like she has that in a really good way. Not like kind of. I don't know. It doesn't sound unnatural, right? It doesn't sound like she's putting it on, really. It just sounds like no, that's not how she talks, right? Let's be clear, right? She doesn't sound like this when she talks, really. Like, there's a little bit of that. But this isn't. It doesn't feel put on. It just feels like that's the natural progression in her head of that sound when she's doing this thing. And I don't know, I love the way she fucking sounds when she raps. And then on this song, it fucking is so killer. Like, it's so well done. Like, the beat is amazing. Like, whoever did this beat, like, fucking kudos, motherfucker. Like, holy shit. And, like, I just love, like, you seeing Yezi fucking do choreo. I didn't think that was really a thing, but like, but it's
she's in the girl
fucking
group. Like,
yeah,
that's it. She came up, so she's got that training.
right.
And she does pretty fantastic on this. And it's just so much fun. Like, just such a cool
It's
track.
so fucking good. Like, and yes. There's not a lot of bars here. There's not a lot of fucking races, but I think I don't care. Like, it's fucking fire, dude. It's fucking lit, fam. It's so good.
Yeah. It's so good. And
Look,
I advise.
One of the big things me and you always talk about in K-pop songs, because that's a lot of what we talk about, especially the hip hop ones, right? Is the progression, the build up, right? Like, because you're starting from zero, and you gotta bring us up to this height, right? And then you have to keep it going until you start to taper off. And I think this track does it amazingly, right? That build up till you hit this point where you're so fucking hyped about the song, and then it just brings you down gradually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is just fantastic in that regard. Yezi. It makes me want another like mini or an album or something, like because I like this track and I loved Foresight Dream. I want more from Yezi. But this has been just a fantastic addition to that. Moving on, I have a couple more tracks. One that caught my attention and it kind of caught me by surprise. So the group Luna, or Hidari Sonia, or This Month's Girl, or Moon Girl, or something like that, is fuck, oh god. Sorry, I got distracted and I saw fucking JRE's picture in the requested things. I had to immediately say not interested on YouTube. Sorry, had to clean that. Hidari Sonia came out with their newest member. Released info on their newest member, Kim Lip. And definitely goes for a switch in sound and in style, kind of getting the sexy concept, I guess, in a sense, but more kind of just more being confident and a little bit more girl crush sound. But it's actually pretty good. It's a song called Eclipse, and it's a little bit. It's very much a different sound from a lot of what they had released previously. Again, it's with this group, it's a very well produced, high quality, high budget music video, which it just looks like some building, but I can't help but think that it might be someone in like some location around the world that they found this building, because with the history with this group. But it is a really good, really cool song, really good, like bopping, like I think with a 90s influence in there, I think in the beginning, but kind of has some modern sounds in there. And it's just a nice little like R&B dance bop song, and it's performed really well, and I dug it. It's a fun song.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like it's super like it's a lot more well put together than some of the other ones have been, right? Like we can admit that we haven't really been feeling some of the like I don't know, like I've been in like I enjoyed this, right? Like, but I don't know. Like there was another song from her that I was just kind of like,
from Luna,
and like, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. I like this one. Like that's really all I can say is I like this one. I like this one a lot. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, this is good,
and it's it's really good choreo too. I know that's something I always speak to, but it's a really good dance.
Yeah, this is a really good dance. It's a really good singing. Really good dancing, and it's a really good showcase, and it's interesting. This group, it's a long year of like revealing a member at a time, and there's been like I don't know that all the tracks have been necessarily top notch.
Yeah,
It's
like
been a
that's what I
lot
was
of
saying, right? Like
basicness from
a
some
lot of the other
girls.
ones, we've just kind of been like, this is okay. This is pretty good. This is pretty cookie cutter. You know, like a lot of them haven't been that exciting, but this one is pretty fucking good. I must admit, this one was pretty fucking good.
Yeah, so it's definitely worth checking out. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
It's nice to see some, at least some variety from this group, and it's good to showcase a variety in style and sound, especially
Yeah.
for a group that's going to be a large number of members, which I guess is the trend now.
Okay, the trend now. Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, honestly, like it's been a while since you've really seen like large numbers, because the second generation, a lot of the groups were 4 and 5 members with a couple of exceptions, maybe a 6
Yeah.
member group, and then and even like up until the last couple of years, it's mostly been like 4 or 5 member girl groups, but ever since like honestly, ever since Twice brought back the 9+ membership count. We've gotten like Uju Sonia, we've gotten like we're getting Luna, we're getting we're just getting bigger groups. We're getting IOI, like we're getting Gugudan, a 9-member group. So it's been interesting to see that be the thing for the past couple of years. We'll see how that goes forward. But yeah, a couple more songs to talk about. A couple of Japanese songs. Getting back into Japanese stuff. BAND-MAID, new song from BAND-MAID. I definitely wanted to feature this. Yeah, because I love BAND-MAID. I wanted to feature this and the fact that
Man, I'm so glad I brought BAND-MAID to the show. Like, they have grown on so hard.
Yeah, this is another track off of their first full length album, Just Bring It, and they have in fact brought it. This is a song called Daydreaming. If you've already picked up the album, then obviously you've already heard it. You already know how good it is. But it is a really cool track, really cool style. You know, it's BAND-MAID sound. It's that rock, like hard rock, heavy metal sound, quality musicianship, great vocals. Great energy. It is just fantastic. It is cool, kind of like rock ballad, I guess, in compared to some of the more like hyper songs that they put out. But it's so cool. It's so cool. It's so much fun to listen to and just headbang to. Such quality. Like there's such a great solo in there. There's some just such great guitar work and such a fun song. What did you think, Kaz?
I like BAND-MAID. Like this one is a little more chill than some of the other stuff that I like from them, but it's still really well done, and I enjoy it. And I don't know. I just love the BAND-MAID sound. I think they're really cool. Like I kind of thought they were a niche thing at first when I first found them, but like I still was like, man, this is still something going on here, and I really enjoy it. And I really really like it. So like, why the fuck not?
Yeah. Well, looking forward to. I acquired the album in digital format the best as I could. And I'm also going to make sure to purchase the CD at some point and order it. Just get that physical copy. And I might actually bring it onto the Record Breakers. Let's see what the other guys think of it. See what they get. See what they think of a group of women in maid cafe outfits playing hard rock heavy metal music. So that'll be an interesting discussion. Last but not least, another Japanese girl group that has been on my radar for a while now, Fakey, with their newest track, Someday We'll Know. It's a very interesting kind of nice sound. It's very contemporary to a lot of what's going on. Definitely in the West. It's it's a cool song. It's very well executed, and as far as doing their part, Fakey bring it fantastically. As far as like their vocals, as far as like their performance aspect is really really fantastic, and I thoroughly enjoyed this song. Such a cool song. Again, a little bit more chill, I would say. A little bit more, like kind of more like an emotional chill song rather than say like a dance bop. But it's done really well, and there's still great choreography, and it's still a performance aspect. Yeah, such a really cool song. What do you think, Kaz?
It was a little weird at first, right? Because it starts out really like slow, and then it has this really hype up point that it kind of goes back. But I think it worked really well in how they paced it and how they did it. And I don't know, I just love their style. It's just super chill. And I don't know, I just feel it. It feels right at home more to me than what I've known J-pop to be in the past, and it makes me feel like J-pop is finally evolving.
Yeah.
You know?
I guess in a sense, yeah. I mean, it's going to be hard for a lot of things to evolve, but that I would say, yeah, this is definitely the group that is most receptive to being influenced by outside influences, for sure.
Right, because we talked about last time how J-pop is such a hard stuck thing, right? It's just you have to hit this kind of formula in a sense. But we're now seeing a lot of groups that are just doing things differently, being Fakey, being Cyborg, and I'm just happy. I'm happy about that. Like, I might be able to get back into J-pop. Maybe I'll go listen to some AKB again.
That phase is past.
Look, I like having a life that's maybe now just dedicated only to Overwatch, but hey, it's a life, man. It's not as dedicated to AKB as it used to be.
Yes. Yeah, it's a different kind of addiction. You gotta pick your plug.
Pick your poison.
Pick your poison. Carefully. And it's just a matter of deciding what's going to be your vice now. But yeah, Fakey, fantastic. I'm looking forward to more from them. And I'm looking forward to seeing them grow and succeed. Mostly domestically, just because that's what's important. But maybe some international outreach. But the key thing is hopefully seeing them succeed and establish themselves domestically, which would be really cool. Yeah. That's the end of what's new, what's caught our attention. Now we head over to our headlines. So,
yep.
Head on. We'll just stay there, and we'll bring you the headlines.
You guys stay there. I'm gonna go run back.
Yes. Hold right there. We're gonna go into the back. We're gonna go to the warehouse, get the headlines. So we'll be right back, sir. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're here. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. So we checked in the back. It looks like we do in fact have the headlines in stock. We have them right here. We brought them out right here. Yes, headlines, topics, things that are going on in the world of East Asian pop culture. All the things, all the happenings. We'll start off, I think, probably with a little bit of a kind of a. I'm fixing things whilst talking. A little bit of a kind of a bummer news. It's kind of a bummer. It's pretty much a bummer news. Sistar confirmed to be disbanding. Red lettered fans. Summer is now dead. I guess in a sense. Sistar confirmed now that we've kind of been getting we've been getting some things here and there. We've known their contracts have been about to run to run out as it was about to hit their 7-year mark. And there's been some murmurs and some rumors, and then I think the thing that solidified this possibility for people was the fact that they were announcing their comeback, and they said, "Oh yeah, the all the members participated in the lyrics for the comeback." It's like, oh, that goodbye single. It's like, oh, all right, the members.
That's not something. When you go, hey, they all participated, right? Like right there, let's stop. Hey, we want to let you know that they all participated. You should be like, isn't that what? Like, why wouldn't? Like, that's
they all
isn't that what they're supposed to do? Like, what?
Well, they all participated in the lyric writing, and it's like,
right.
Was it something that they all needed to contribute to? Is it? Oh,
it just starts making you question it in your head. Like, well, all right, so let's before anything else, right? Let's break this down easily, right? Is one, this rumor has been gaining traction more and more, and the entertainment industry in K-pop are getting really bad at keeping these secrets, right? Of what groups are staying and what groups are going, right? When you start to get more and more press releases about a group from the label, that's when you should start worrying.
Yeah,
because they're trying to put they're trying to put out fires that you don't even know are happening, right? You're just over here just like, oh no, I'm chilling listening to the new track she released. Oh yeah, no, don't worry, they're great and they're gonna continue to happen forever. And you're like, I wasn't thinking that they was gonna stop, but now that you're saying this like this at me in such a loud volume, is there something I should be worried about back here? And no, don't worry about it. Don't worry. What do you mean smoke? What smoke? I didn't see any smoke. And you're like, I didn't even say. Why are you talking about smoke? Is there a fire? And that's just how it's been. Like, Starship has been putting out all these press releases about Sistar more and more lately than we've been hearing about Sistar.
Yeah.
So, like, and we already talked about it on here, like, a couple weeks ago, where it was just like, Sistar's probably done. Like, at this point, like...
Yeah. But yeah, Sistar disbanding following the release of the single album on May 31st. News confirmed by Starship Entertainment. Sistar's agency, Starship Entertainment, stated, after Sistar releases their last album in May, they will end group activities. We are currently in discussions with the members on their individual contracts. Sistar are currently riding a streak of 8 #1 singles on Gaon, stretching back to 2011. And the group debuted in mid-2010, and it's mid-2017. 7 years. After their disbandment was confirmed, the members penned letters to fans, and you can, of course, read them on the article. Very nice, very, very kind of touching, comments for all the fans, and just kind of nice goodbyes as far as for goodbye to the group and requests for support. As could be guessed, Hyorin and Soyu are going solo, while Dasom and Boda are going into acting. Pretty much kind of how you figured that would break down. Mainly Dasom. Dasom was an actress that was participating in Sistar to begin with. That was just there. And Boda was just a rapper, and then Hyorin started rapping, so that kind of like, okay. So obviously Dasom is actually going to get into acting, with Boda getting into acting / variety, which has been her strong suit, and everybody's kind of going into their next phase. Like Ajinogi says, this is still honestly a bit weird, and it'll take some time getting used to not hearing a summer release from Sistar next year. Yeah, summer's not going to be the same.
They can still drop a summer track. You ain't got to not drop a summer track.
Yeah, well, maybe, you know what? We could get a Hyorin Soyu unit track collab summer banger.
Son. Yeah.
Still in the same
I'm
thing.
down with that.
You never know. Let's not lose hope. Let's not lose heart and lose hope in all of this. And at least they're kind of transitioning into the next phase of their career on their own terms. And unlike, unfortunately, one legendary J-pop singer, Ayumi Hamazaki becoming completely deaf. This is another bummer news. I think a little bit more of a disheartening news that a lot more. Because this is the end of a career rather than just a transition. Yumi Hamazaki has been begun to lose her ability to hear out of her right ear, putting her down a path to becoming completely deaf. In a blog posted to her Team IU site, Hamasaki revealed to the news that she is becoming completely deaf. Quote, I was told after various hearing tests that my right ear, which has been working overtime to compensate for the deafness in my left ear, is quickly weakening, she said. Just before the start of the series 2, the singer had been experiencing vertigo and sickness. Quote, I was experiencing crippling dizziness and I was unable to walk in a straight line. I was often vomiting in the restroom while at the rehearsal studio, she said. While her complete deafness becoming reality, Hamasaki has been struggling to cope with how to move forward with life after spending the majority of it as a pop superstar. I remember wondering how would I, as a singer, be able to cope with two useless ears. I was in the dark. And of course, it recaps something that I wasn't aware. In 2000, Hamasaki caught an ear infection while in the middle of a tour. Doctors advised the singer to rest and reduce her exposure to loud noises, but she ignored their recommendations and resumed touring after only a few days in the hospital. From that point forward, Hamasaki's hearing in her left ear gradually became worse and worse, until in 2008, doctors informed her that she had permanently lost hearing in her left ear. So up until this point, she had the one ear. This is sad. This is sad for somebody who's been making music for so long to lose music. Like, she's going to lose music. The thing that has been her life. And it's so disheartening. Like, you can imagine how brokenhearted she can be. She must be. I don't know. What thoughts did you have, Kaz?
I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's a very weird personal thing, though, right? Like, the article says, right? You have this person who's majority of their life and in all of their career has been them being a pop singer, and making a transition into like making your life on doing something that you hear and enjoy and other people hear and enjoy, and then not being able to hear that thing anymore is a very odd thing, right? Like, it's a very I don't know, it's a concept that you can't really grasp, right? And you can only say how bad you feel for that person. But it's definitely something that's interesting. I hope that maybe somewhere along the lines there's something that could be done to help her, but like right now it just feels bad, man.
Yeah. Gotta feel for her. We here wish her all the best. And kind of having to deal with that. It's amazing. And it's kind of like, her amazing work ethic. There's probably a huge thing in establishing what her career was, which is ultimately what was her downfall. Which is, she just went tirelessly, and she just kind of worked herself to deafness, which is heartbreaking. So we wish her all the best. Let's transition from the sadness to just laughing at people. Rappers achieve new level of hip hop lameness. Shill for Chinese government regarding THAAD. A group of Chinese rappers have released a song sanctioned by the Chinese government, that's like a diss track to South Korea over their deployment of THAAD. Honestly, one of the lamest hip hop related things I've ever seen. I agree. And that's saying a lot, especially out of the Asian side of things. But seriously, rapping for the government power structure with them helping you shill for them over a political conflict, getting paid off by the political conflict, getting paid off by your government to promote their propaganda. Seriously, guys, Christ, the beat isn't even hard. It's just some soft bullshit, which is appropriate for all things considered. Then again, I remember those hip hop classics like NWA's "Respect All Police and Always Listen to Authority Figures," and also Public Enemy's "Respect the Power and Do What They Tell You." Also, can't wait for Kendrick Lamar's "Actually Racism Is Good, So Just Stop Complaining Already" to drop next week. So on second thought, I guess this makes sense, really.
Yeah. So outside of what you read, right? Because that's from the article.
Junkie, TFE.
It's a little strong-handed in its trying to get this point across, right? Like, yes. Is this a very not hip hop style thing? Because usually hip hop, much like rock music, is very anti-establishment.
It punches up rather than punch down. If nothing else, it's known to punch up rather than punch down.
Yeah. But has hip hop, in a sense, before been used to show? Yes, like 100 times. Yes. Look at any current rapper that isn't Kendrick Lamar or J. Cole in the American sense, right? Like, just any of them, because they air fucking shills and that's what they do, and they nickel and dime. So to me, this isn't outside of the realm of what hip hop has become. Hip hop has become a very sellout culture. And rap has become a very sellout culture. And in China, it's kind of hard to see you be able to stand up against such a political strong suit like the Chinese government. You know, I highly doubt these dudes got paid off as a rapper here in America would to do something like this. You know. Pretty sure it more was along the lines of, how about you don't end up in a work camp, or some other kind of crazy shit. Like, I see the point that the article is trying to make. I think it is very strong-handed. I think it has more opinion than what am I looking for? Than just pure like, here are the facts kind of stuff. It's very, very, very opinion based, but it's an opinion I agree with. Yeah, and I mean it's fine, like I said, because it's an opinion I agree with. Understanding no other better way to put it, but I still think it's you're by putting so much opinion, you're kind of mudding up the fact, right? So this is some weird ass propaganda that I don't even understand, dude. Like, why?
It sounds like
went this route.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like the Chinese don't copy that floppy.
Yeah, there you go. More.
That's more of that.
Sellout rap, yeah. Good old fashioned boys.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. Speaking of sellout rap, speaking of modern rappers, so there's been some kind of like talk about CL featuring on Lil Yachty's album that I only knew was a album that was existing because of the word of CL featuring on Lil Yachty's album. And then there was a release saying that she was going to feature on his album on a song on there. And then we found out exactly what song she was going to be featuring on, and we found out CL only on Lil Yachty's deluxe album, as he shamelessly tries to milk K-pop fans. Basically, CL recently CL being on Lil Yachty's Teenage Emotions album was making the rounds in the news. So it was, it seems that Lil Yachty, what we actually are getting is that she is going to be featuring on a bonus track on the physical album that you have to buy in Target, the deluxe album. Because of course Lil Yachty knows that the K-pop fans are gonna go buy that physical album just to hear the 13 seconds of CL that are on this fucking track. And also, it's not that special. Her feature, she doesn't even sound like anything other than the random drugged out singers that you hear on any of these fucking albums.
No, it's auto-tune the fuck, right? Like CL can sound much way better than what this is.
Yeah.
And it's just auto-tune to fuck. And this is going to be one of those things, right? Because this is what happens if you're fucking older than 12 and you talk about rap music nowadays, is you're an old man talking bullshit. That's kind of what these kind of rap songs are now. They're just really auto-tuned, really beat heavy, not a lot of words. You just half the time you can't even understand the words, which is why it's been kind of tagged as mumble rap. And it's really just music you play in the club, whereas before, music that you played in the club wasn't hip hop and it wasn't rap. It was music you played in the club. But for some reason now, those kind of artists are gaining more traction than real rappers. Yeah. And whatever, it just goes to show why I don't care about American hip hop and rap culture anymore, because it bolsters the shit you can play in your car rather than the shit you're gonna listen to and tell your friends about, right? Yeah. I hear more people talking about, man, that beat on this song, rather than that fucking the line. Who comes up with that kind of, you don't hear those kind of talks anymore about rap music. It still happens, right? Because to me, and I'm not gonna do what every other person does when they have this discussion and then talk about people who are kind of removed from the situation, right? Because generally, people talk about Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z, all these other kind of people, right? I'm going to talk about people like J. Cole, who is very currently in hip hop music, Kendrick Lamar, who is very currently in hip hop music, and right verses, right lines, right. Just things that you have to.
Chance the Rapper is really good.
Chance the Rapper too, right? Fantastic. People, you stop a fucking song and you rewind because you went, the fuck did he just say? Yeah. The fuck was that, right? And you're enjoying the fucking poetry of it, whereas everything else is just, that was a fucking lit ass beat, dude. And the reason you're saying what the fuck did he just say is because you can't understand what the fuck he just said. Yeah.
I do like some of the comments on the article. This is damn CL, you hired Scooter Braun. This is from Kiwi. Damn CL, you hired Scooter Braun, and the best collab you could get was Lil Yachty. Girl, look at your life. Look at your choices. It's I love the reply by Mokang. Translation: desperate. I am really desperate. Lauren says, which one, CL or your Lil Yachty? Mokang replies, I mean, does it really matter? I think what else is, somebody had a nice meme on there, but this is somebody replied with a girl, what is you doing? Meme, which is fantastic. Yeah, at this point you have to wonder what the hell Scooter Braun is being paid for. Okay. At this point it's been how long? And this is all you've got?
I don't know. I don't there's other comments that kind of put maybe it came the other way around rather than from him to that, but
yeah.
At this point, dude, I don't really know I don't really know if I want to be happy about CL anymore, or like I like CL, right? Like I still think she's cool. You see her every day, and it just makes me sad that
she went from going
to 2NE1 in his group.
Yeah, she went from one of the biggest people in K-pop to an Instagram model, like that has like occasional song features.
Yeah,
that's it.
I mean, it'll probably turn into something at some point, and then people will be like, "Yo, the CL chick, dude," and I'll be like, "Yeah, I knew," and I'll sound like a hipster, but I don't know, dude. I just rather focus on shit that I care about. Like fucking, you know what? Let's focus on Yezi. Yezi is fucking killing it, and let's force Yezi to put out some more solo shit. Like,
let's focus on things. Let's focus on things you actually care about, like Overwatch. Vixx Hongbin is apparently some kind of Overwatch prodigy. Which is awesome.
I saw this a while ago.
Vixx,
I didn't watch the video.
I think the video. This is like a thing. I think I watched a little bit of it a while back, but Vixx Hongbin is apparently somehow a highly ranked player in Overwatch. It kind of goes into some of the different comments. It went back and forth to like some verification. There was some claim that he was number 7 in the world, which is ridiculous and probably impossible. But what it is in the world, I think in he's top 7% in Asia, I think, and I think ranked worldwide like number 7 in Korea for a Hanzo main. And is also in like the top 93rd percentile, so top 7% of all Overwatch players in the world. Like he's top 7%, which is still pretty cool, pretty good, pretty amazing. And like apparently, like it makes you, and it's been like speculated. It's like it makes you wonder, like what he's been doing and how much he's been practicing. People have been saying that he just spends all his free time in PC bangs. like if he's not working and Jellyfish really doesn't overwork Vixx all that much. They just kind of like put out quality music and then they don't overwork them that much and they don't do a lot of stuff. So they do have some free time, but apparently he spends all his free time in PC bangs. I did like the top comment. It said, guess we know Hongbin isn't dating. I don't know. It's kind of rude, I think.
You don't know that.
You don't know that.
You know? Yeah. You might have a girl that like games too, son.
Yeah. There are girl gamers too.
But yeah. So I don't know. It's interesting, right?
Cool for
is it believable? Yes. Is there a lot here that could be like, hey, this game is really hype and a lot of people care about this game, especially a lot of people in Korea, because Korea fucking showed really well in this game and continues to show really well in this game, and with the kind of coming up of the next world championship happening, like. Yeah,
I want to draft him into the Miami Overwatch team. Let's see if we can have him.
We're a long way away from that at this point. But yeah, I don't know. It's if it's true, cool. Yeah, I think it's definitely cool if it's true.
Yeah. How do you feel that? I was gonna say how you feel of him being a Hanzo main. Well, let's see.
Look, I measure all Hanzo mains by the only one that I know is good, which is Raxu, and Raxu is goddamn amazing because his aim is so fucking tight. But even Raxu gets destroyed by certain things, and he knows it. But I always have this as my thing, right? I don't care who your main is, as long as they're only a main and you're not a one trick. If you're a fucking one trick, then you're garbage and you bring nothing to the game.
Yeah.
Like, having one thing that you're exceptional at, but going, hey, I know those points where this thing doesn't really work that well, and then I'm gonna go to something else to help, as opposed to being like, hey, this one thing that I know isn't working so well. Why aren't the rest of you picking up the slack?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, those are the people I can't deal
to be
with.
fair, to be fair, in this video he does pull out a Reaper.
Mm-hmm. There's a Reaper, some other stuff. They're doing some 1v1s, which is an interesting set of whatever, like, because there are people that I've come across who are really good at this game, but they're shit at 1v1s. But you put them in the actual team setting of the game where that's the actual game. That's what Overwatch really is, right? Overwatch isn't 1v1, right? There's very little that you'll be doing 1v1 in Overwatch. So there are players that have exceptional skill, but they're shit in 1v1. So, I don't always equate how they do in 1v1 to how well they are in the
actual game. It was still, I think from what I saw, it was still kind of a fun little experience to see them to play that, which is cool. Yeah.
Especially, like I said, with the rise of Overwatch and I'm trying to think of what team it is. I think it's Lunatic High, right? Lunatic High in Korea right now are super popular. Like, they're hitting boy band level. Like, they're hitting boy group level of popular. Like, with how much people are into Lunatic High. So it's awesome. Interesting. Like,
I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I'm looking.
In your downtime, PD up Lunatic High, especially like Ryujong and Miro. Like, people are so into those two.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to once it does come up. Once they get it started. Once they finalize some teams. The Overwatch League. Like I said, I'm in. Well, I'm gonna be repping my Miami team. Like, it's gonna be me and my Miami team against the world. Like,
without going into an over explanation, especially near the end of the show, contenders is what's going to be first, which is the open bracket, which is the D League. Like the show us your skills. Since we're pushing out the legacy teams.
Yeah. Yes, which I'm all in for, because I'm from Miami. The Heat, we embrace our D League affiliate. We got the Sioux Falls Skyforce up there. We bring it up there, so we appreciate the D League development, opportunities.
But to me, contenders is going to be really weird, right? Because you're going to end up with a lot of pre-established like pro teams and just people who are friends and all want to hang out together and play, signing up for this thing. It's just going to be weird. like, but it's going to be interesting. It's going to be super interesting. I'm super interested in this.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. Whatever comes of it. Pretty hyped. But yeah. That brings us to the end of the episode. Yeah. I mean, talk about Overwatch. Kaz, I know you were doing specifically things that are going on in your world. You were doing some Overwatch playing and some like
I did this cool thing called the Scrub Cup, which is for players gold and below. You join a team, or you kind of get put on a team. And you make a team, you get a coach and all this stuff, and you compete in the tournament. We did pretty well in the group stages. We didn't lose any of our matches in the group stages. Unfortunately, we got to the knockout stages and we came up against the team who did the thing that we did, but slightly better. And after a 2.5 hour epic, they came out on top. Like, but it was a fucking show, man. They put up a match and we put up a match too, and it was just super interesting. There was even a draw in there, which is why it ended up being 2 hours. So
yeah, it's That sounds like fun. I need to get back into the habit of like playing more Overwatch because it's such a fun game. That I forget how much I'm such I just in gaming in general. I've been out of habit just in general, so I gotta get back in there and play some of the games that I know I love. I'm not in a habit of it like Overwatch. Like it's just a fun game.
Yeah.
Me and my I'm kind of I need to like like I'm kind of a one trick pony. In that I just like playing Diva all the time. But that's just because I love her. But I also need to diversify my portfolio. I remember and get into some better habits. See if I can level up a bit. Yeah. Check out. You can check out. I think they have the I believe some of the replays of the tournament on OW Scrub Cup on Twitch.
Yeah, on Twitch, and I think some on YouTube. I'm gonna probably put some on my YouTube channel. We'll probably cut them together, make some highlights. It was a fun thing, and then we're gonna do it more. There's some other tournaments that are out there. So if that's something you're interested in, go to Reddit, go to like all kind of other places, search them. They exist. There's a lot of them out there, just tournament leagues and fun leagues for people to put teams together. And just if you're interested in the actual competitive aspect of a game like that, there are ways to really get into it. And I find it super interesting, and I'm enjoying the fuck out of it.
Yeah, go check it out. OWScrubCup.com also a place you can check it out. Yeah, Kaz, following up on that, what else you got going on in your world? You got anything else to plug?
No, just that. No, Sports Odds and Ends, the sports podcast I do with my good friend Yezi. It's on a little bit of a break right now because there's a lot of life stuff going on for people. So, but it's gonna be coming right on back. Me and JVZ are going to get back in the swing of things, talking about sports and what we know and what we don't know about sports and the odds and ends. Good show. Good fun time. Go check it out.
Yeah, check out more.
SportsOddsAndEnds.com.
Yeah, SportsOddsAndEnds.com. You can check him out, King Kaz. I'm MitPD Rave. The show's Hallyujuku. Hallyujuku.com. kpoppodcast.com, rebelly.net for this and other shows, Rebelly TV on YouTube and on other places including Twitch. Yeah, we're on iTunes, we're on Stitcher.
Well, didn't I tell you? Don't you know?
We're on a bunch of places. Anywhere you can find podcasts. We're on YouTube, like I said, Rebelly TV. Subscribe, like, share, do all the things. Until next time, hasta los huevos.
Give it to me straight, Doctor.
Annyeong. Fighting.
Give it to me straight, Doctor.